Okay, so this is totally unprofessional, meaning that I've never done this professionally. But I wanted to show some of you, Connie and a few others mentioned that you didn't really know what the point of putting paper down if you're going to cover it up on a canvas or any other thing was. And so I wanted to show you what the point is and how you do it and a good way to do that. I just took a canvas and I painted it because if I miss some paper spots, I get a hole if I shift it or whatever, then there's paint that shows through and not just a chunk of white canvas, and then I don't have to try to paint over the canvas or whatever. So I just painted mine brown and green. I wanted the sides to be brown because I'm going to use it somewhere in my house probably. And I've picked some papers, some different papers, and yesterday I just laid them out like so and overlapped them and kind of did this with them like that. I hope you can see. I'm trusting that my camera is set up right. It's going to bum me out if it's not. But anyway, and so I did this like so. A lot of times I'll cut up or tear my paper up so that I get these really weird edges, but I didn't want that on this one, mostly because I just didn't have the time to do it. But I want strange edges. And don't worry about covering up stuff. I mean, the whole point of it is to be really random. Say this says discoveries are often made by not following instructions, by going off the main road, by trying the untried. Well, I don't really go for that. So, but I want there to be the idea that there's words under there. But the other half of that says today's your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. And I like that. So I'm going to leave that little saying there. And I could even do this. I could shift that over there and do that and then cover this completely up so nobody even knows that's there. See, that's kind of the point. So now I have an idea of what I want to do. You're going, uh-oh, I have to take it back off. Well, that's not really a big deal, and uh-oh, I don't have a paintbrush, so 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. I think we're going to have to find out from Gordy how to edit these things. But anyway, I'm going to take huge clumps of Mod Podge. Don't worry about dripping on the top or anything. And I'm just going to start laying it down like so. I don't really worry about where it's going. I know I'm going to cover the whole thing at some point. So I just do that. And yes, that's my phone being buzzy. That you hear that ding ding in the background. If I miss a corner, oh well. I use Mod Podge on the top to sort of smooth it down. And I know some of you are kind of, well, I won't use the word anal retentive, but some of you are sort of funny about bubbles, and that's totally okay. Sherry had a great tip on getting bubbles out and or keeping bubbles out, so you might want to talk to Terry about that or Sherry about that. But anyway, so you kind of see what I'm doing. I'm sort of globbing it on there, a piece at a time, keeping it going, not worrying too much about drippage because I'm going to wipe it up. It's not going to dry super fast. I kind of want to keep my borders straight. Because I want it to look like kind of like a picture. It's going to be something, and I have a plan for it. But for now, I'm going to just lay it down. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just putting Mod Podge under all the pieces as I go. I'm not measuring anything. I'm not making sure it's straight because it is going to be, to some extent, covered up. And the point you're like, why are you doing that and then covering it up? Well, to tell you the truth, when I laid this out last night, I thought, wow, I really like it. I don't know if I want to cover it up. But it looks really cool when you have this like this and then you put a bunch of stuff over it. like a girl or something like that, you know, I tend to like to do girls kind of a thing. I know blue doesn't go with any of this, but I like to sometimes put a surprise picture in there. If you find it's not sticking, I forgot to put Mod Podge on that piece, so then I just go lift it up. Don't worry if you tear it. Stick your paintbrush in under there. Do this, do that. See that? It's got bubbles in it, but I like bubbles. I like the imperfection of bubbles. And that's okay. It's okay if you don't like that. I think what Melody Ross does, that I recall her doing, so I'm going to tug this over here just a little bit. And if I tear it, then that'll leave just a funky chunk on the thing, but I didn't. She uses an old credit card or a paint scraper. If it's something she's going to sell and she really wants to get all the bubbles out. But I just kind of press down, and what comes out comes out, what doesn't. Sometimes it's all glued down, sometimes it's not. Usually it is. Like this one's, oops, not yet. So I'm going to move these, and I kind of know, I don't really know where I want to put those two with the one with the bird and stuff. So I am really a messy Mod Podger, as you can see. And so I'm trying to do this fast because I don't know how long of a video will fit on our website. And for those of you who are doing this online, I wanted you to have a video, and Anne's got some ideas for what she wants to do too. This is just an example of an art project. I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work out on the video. I tried to make sure I had it all lined up. I don't know what I'm going to do if it looks bad, because I honestly think I had it lined up. Check this out. This is the back side of the, check that out. So I just flip this over. I totally love plaid and polka dots. And see, I don't want all that much polka dot though, because it's kind of overwhelming to me, even though I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to move it just a bit like that and kind of shift it around before I press it down. And this piece already had glue on it, the red piece did. Okay, so that's that. Now, oops, okay, so now I have lots of Mod Podge strung out all over the top of this booger. Okay, so but this guy goes right here. Okay, I like that there. I like the yellow with the red a lot. You guys, I know you're shocked that I don't have a ton of orange on here. I did get orange on here, but not a ton. I think what I'm gonna do is cut that off. I kind of want it to be the center of the picture. Now, believe me when I say this, I will probably end up covering quite a bit of this up, and there will be a hint of it. It's kind of like decorating your house. When you put your curtains up and you put your couch out, and you don't worry that part of your curtains are covered up, or you don't worry that your table is in front of a photo. You just put it out, and it all creates this sort of three-dimensional layer thing. And that's what we're doing here. You're creating a palette, a layer of goodies to put something on. Now, if I wanted, I could leave this just like this and totally love it. I love the colors. It's totally cool. See? It's totally cool. I'm going to shove a little Mod Podge right there and stick that, pull that down. See, I use my brush and press. In places where there's a big old giant bubble that I really don't want there to be. I think I missed Mod Podge right there. So I just kind of do that, and then I do this, and I use my brush to squish it. And I don't really worry too much about about it. What you can do is after it dries, and if you've got this big thing that's popping up, you can go under it with a knife or a brush, a small paintbrush, and make sure that your edges aren't popping up. But I think that's good. Okay, so for the most part, I think I'm done with that. I'm going to see what my video is, and if it's terrible, I'm not going to be able to post this one. We'll have to do another one down the road because I'm out of canvases. Anyway, that's it for now, ladies. I'll talk to you soon.